call the names. Wake the room. Wake the room. Wake the room! Luyu, Rex, Pam Ray, Naomi, Afasiana, Babbler, Monarch Soul, Jojo, Grey Eyes, fill my eyes. Poets assemble. No masks, no manners. Say it plain, or say it broken. Monday night in the garden of enlightenment. Low light lit minds, every line got intent. Clock ticks crooked and the room turns vigilant. Quiet so loud you can hear what the tension meant. Then it slips after midnight, manners get murdered. Nice little masks get cracked by a word or a murmur. Twisted Tuesdays twist truth till it turns on its heel. Clean cut faces go strange when the dark gets real. You can feel that shift, that slick little slip when the grin stays sweet, but the eyes don't sit. Like the room grew ribs, like the walls grew ears, like the hush got hands and it's pulling you near. And the words don't rest, they press. Put a heel on the chest, leave a dent in the breath. Every line like a knock from the back of the brain. Like you came in one shape, you won't leave the same. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, Wednesday breaks, parts in the parts, ink down the spine, half halo, half hazard, both hands in the light. Then the art of seduction walks soft through the smoke, silk on the tongue with the blade in the joke. Books and bards wakes dust in the depth of the shelves. Old ghosts lean out and start naming themselves in a craft and sullen. Not the ache gets a voice, pain stands up straight and makes silence a choice. Then break on through when the devil gives way, when the mass says saint but the pulse says pray. Echoes in the dark, go hunt the fear, that thing when no name starts ringing in your ear. Say it, say it. Fill my eyes with poetry, don't water it down. Let it bite, let it bloom, let it burn through the crowd. Bad company grins like a bruised dress smart, and rhythm and rhyme puts a boot through the heart. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. Late night poets, hear the whole thing shift from a whisper in the ribs to a line that lifts from the darkened edge of doubt to the pull you can't ignore. We don't just read the night, we make it something more. Say it plain, say it broken. Late night poets, some come shattered, some come slick. Some speak honey with a blade in it. Some sound velvet, some sound wire. Some walk in low and take the room higher. Some come holy, some come liars. That's the thing! This ain't filler for the dead space, no. This is a pulse with a pen, this is blood with an echo. This is breath to the backbone, ink for the crown. Live mics, live nerves, truth laid bare in the round. This is the beautiful mess, the bruise and the bloom. The line that cuts clean and makes a little room. Late souls, wide eyes, all nerve in the dark. A room full of hearts beating hard through the dark. Wake the room, wake the room. Late night poets, where the room leans in, where the sharp gets shown and the soft don't dim. and more. Late night poets, when the clock slips past polite, we tell the truth. L&P, we love you. Stay frosty.
Hello and welcome to the Art of Seduction. Warm, wonderful poetry compelling you to the edge of your seat. Sultry, seductive, and scintillating. Ink to make you shiver, to make you sigh. I am Pam Ray, and with me is Fill My Eyes, aka Jean. Jean and I are poets on a website called All Poetry with a group of poets called Late Night Poets. Now, tonight is our sensual poetry night, and if you find that is not your cup of tea, please check out our other shows. We have 1 to 2 shows per night on a variety of styles of topics and poetry, something to suit everybody's taste. Also, make sure when you get a chance to check out the poetry anthologies put out by Late Night Poets, because when you purchase those, you not only get amazing poetry, you help support these radio shows. And hello, Jean. How's it going?
Hi, Pam. Well, I don't know because I was halfway through my highs and hellos when you started. Because
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
no, you didn't hear me because I was on mute. So this is the way to start.
Oh, okay.
I had to
Okay.
laugh. I heard your voice and I'm like, oh shoot. Yeah, I was
It's
a
like,
little bit. Yeah, a
oh
little bit.
my gosh.
It's gonna be one of those
Well,
nights. I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure because I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be doing the intro, so I waited a little bit and then I was like, well, I'll just start talking, you
No,
know.
you did just fine. I was like just oblivious of well, I couldn't see more
Oh,
forest for the trees kind of thing. Hey, I think we got Gray joining us. I'm going to add him to the stage and see if he yells at me.
oh, that would be great.
Hey,
That
he
would
said
be
he's here
awesome to
for a
have him
bit.
join us.
There you go.
And
Hi, Gray.
Hello, Phil. Hello, Pam.
hey, Gray, it's good to hear you. How's it going?
It is going well, thank you. I thought I'd call in and hang out with you for a bit
Well,
on
that's
this
Oh,
sultry,
awesome.
seductive Wednesday.
ooh, yes.
Yes.
That's what they say. I'm here to witness it. Ah, my goodness. So what's happening, young pup? Anything exciting? How's your weather?
Our weather's beautiful, springtime weather. It's got a little bit of shower here, a lot of sunshine there, so it's been good.
Very good. Very good.
Beautiful
Huh?
day for walking the dog.
Yes. Taking pictures for fun.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
to share the beautiful flowers of spring here.
They
You
were
know,
gorgeous. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous. Well, it's not that we don't have flowers blooming around here. It's just it's kind of sparse right around my area. So, we have some, but not
right?
like others. But they were a nice treat. It was like, yeah, spring is here. It really is. I think it finally made it. I wouldn't bet any money.
Yeah, I like to leave the flowers on the plants. I hate
Right?
disturbing the light that they're having, just to be put in a vase or something. So I just take pictures, and that's my gift.
Yeah, they're very beautiful. Lots of beautiful.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Pam, what was your weather like?
Did you say my name?
Uh-huh. Here we go. I have to figure out how to enunciate. Pam, how was your weather?
It was it was unseasonably warm. I mean, it was well, I guess some people wouldn't say it was bad, but for me it was. It was humid. It got to 81. I honestly didn't even want to go outside today, but I noticed we're supposed to have a high chance of rain tomorrow and Thursday, and I had some things I needed to get done. So about 7, I walked and got some errands done. I didn't get home until like 20 minutes before showtime, and I'm just like,
Oh,
it's it's the humidity that really, how that is. But I shouldn't complain too much because I know there's places where it's far worse as far as heat goes. But it's
absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, we hit
But
82
there was a
today.
nice breeze, so that always makes it nice.
Right. Absolutely. We hit a whole 82 today, but it was a beautiful 82. There was a breeze and it was actually very tolerable here. It wasn't humid at all. Thank gosh. And we're at 69 right now, and 56 is our low for tonight. So I can do that. Sounds wonderful to me. Absolutely.
Very nice.
I believe that Monty already gave me his weather report, and it was like 58 degrees there. It sounded kind of good to me. I think he gave it to me over in LMP. But 58 down there in Oz, Perth. Perth. I remembered. Yes, I did. And for anyone who's not familiar, Gray is in Canada. And Pam, well, she's up close to that. She's, she's in Wisconsin. And me, I'm just in PA. That's about as good as it gets there. But it was a beautiful day. So, and let's see who didn't tell me. Tim, how's your weather? Vizago, how's your weather? Amy Lynn, how's your weather? See if I can remember where everybody is. That's the hard part. Uh-huh. But yeah, so this is my sexy intro to Wednesday. How's your weather? Everybody should be saying hot and humid. Always the same. Yeah, in California. Yeah, well, it depends on what part of California. 81 in Georgia. Not too bad. Not too bad. Mm-hmm. And yes, very good. Very good. And the moon is up here in Spain, so chilly, and I'm soon howling at it. Uh-oh. We got another one that howls at the moon. I don't know, Gray. I don't know.
No.
Wow, that was a good one. That was a good one, Gray. You done good. Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. So anyway, tell us about this contest.
Yeah, I'd rather be in Spain personally.
Would you? Well, I guess. I don't know. There you go. We got werewolves of London.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so. For a while, anyway.
yeah. Well, everywhere you go, it's a little different. You know what I mean? That's for sure. Everything has its pros and cons. That's the way I look at it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Pam, tell me about this wonderful contest you were ever so kind as to run. Pam loves running.
All right. Well, we will have 2 carryovers from my last Art of Seduction contest. But then after that, we'll get into the main contest tonight, which was just the simple, straightforward topic of candlelight and roses, which got a great response, quality and quantity. I found some images that fit into that theme. I and put them up in the contest, and just told people they could either look at the images and write to one or more of those, or they could just go with what the theme was. Candlelight and roses. I felt like it was something that's classic, something romantic, something that most people can relate to and fit into a a sensual and romantic rite. So,
Absolutely.
yep.
With images like that, it's nice because people can take it from the romantic angle, or they can use it as a lead in to a more sensual piece. So it's always a great kind of choice. Not that one specifically, but like images like that. I always find them to be intriguing. It's always nice. So nice job. It looks like you have a nice full board.
Yes, yes.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it had some great responses. We got about 17 on the board, which
Awesome.
isn't a huge amount, but I think it's more than enough.
Oh, I think so.
And yes, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, it's just and what I like about images like that is because I purposely chose images that didn't have people in them, because then I feel like people can add themselves into the setting if they want, or add a character into the setting. It's all about, the setting, rather than saying, oh, you're writing to this specific person. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you know,
No,
it
I know
just, I
what you
thought
mean.
for something
It's just more
different.
open-ended. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And Gray said he was going to read all the male pieces tonight. I heard him.
I heard him too, in between the howling.
Yeah, well, the how's what gave it away. Very good. That's always good. So yes.
All
So,
right.
well, Pam, whatever you want to do, whenever you're ready to do it. I shouldn't say
All
that.
right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Our first carryover is Romance Fiction by W.P. McLeod. And Gray, would you give that a read for us, please?
I think he's being sheepish over there. He's got himself on mute already. Look now, Gray. I think he said no, Pam.
Are you on mute, Gray?
He is. I can see him.
I
Oh,
was, yeah, sorry.
yeah.
I
You're halfway through
was
the
already
poem.
2 sentences in when Phil started talking. I'm like, oh no. All right,
Oh,
we'll go for this again. Sensuality always regards the girl, coy and blinking her indifference on the blue seas of freedom, surging onto the ochre sands of bare feet and naked hands, touching limbs and kissing about arms and legs, wrapped in fabric and fingers touching the pink lips and tongues of lovers lost in coloromatic schemes stretched on canvas across the banks of the wooden river flowing into the mouth of silence, falling like soot. End poem.
Great read, Jean. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Trust me, you sound nothing. You and Jean sound nothing alike. I don't even know what. I think it was because I was going to call on Jean for a comment.
I can't even howl. How did we get mixed up, Gray? Oh,
Right, great,
I know, right?
great read there, Gray. and Jean, your thoughts?
no, I'm kidding. I thought this was nicely penned. I love the imagery throughout. And it starts right at the beginning. I mean, it just really paints such a beautiful picture. You know, where would I start? On the blue seas of freedom, surging onto the ochre sands of bare feet and naked hands, touching limbs and kissing about arms and legs, wrapped in fabric and fingers touching. It just builds. Yeah, I think this is a really nice piece. So thank you, W.P. McLeod. Uh, Nicely
Oh,
done.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And Gray, you did a great read of that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I enjoyed the whole right. It's picturesque and beautiful. I really liked bare feet and naked hands, touching limbs and kissing about arms and legs, wrapped in fabric and fingers touching the pink lips and tongues of lovers. But then it loses me with the next little bit. It says, lost in chromatic schemes, stretched on canvas, stretched across the banks of wooden river, flowing into the mouth of silence, falling like soot. Um, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's hard to put any sensuality or seductiveness into those words. I mean, the whole
Yes.
start of the poem was really seductive and, sensual, and then that ending just threw me right off, put a bad taste in my mouth. So I can't get past the soot thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right. And I completely get that. It's It is a little bit different for sure. I do agree with you that the first few lines were definitely what were the stronger in the poem. I did think this had wonderful imagery and great comment, Gray. I did think this had wonderful imagery throughout, but I did especially like where it says, onto the ochre sands of bare feet and naked hands touching limbs and kissing about arms and legs wrapped in fabric and fingers touching. Great brevity written and nicely done by W.P. McLeod one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I want to say, Pam, and Gray, if you look at the title, romance fiction, what isn't real, right? And then the first two lines, sensuality always regards the girl, coy and blinking her indifference. So we start out with indifference, and then we end up down here at the bottom with the flowing into the mouth of silence, falling like soot. It does lose its sensuality there, but at least it kind of came full circle in a way. So I found that to be interesting about it. But the imagery, as you said in the beginning, was where it was at. That really was top notch for a sensual piece. But anyway, I'll be quiet now. I'll go back to my corner and be
That's really, I like that, Phil. I like that. Thank you so much for that observation. All right. Our next carryover and last carryover is It Was a Day In by Selby Dove. And go ahead, please, Jean, and give that a read for us.
I gotta get with my program here. A little out of sync right now. Okay. Might take me till the end of the show to get there. Okay. That's rough. It Was a Day In by Selby Dove. It was a day in spring, I think. The weather, fickle as ever, teased. Sweet rain, but left only heavy heat. I noticed your blouse, deep blue, not unlike an empty sky, marred by. I noticed your buttons undone. I felt like an idiot, wet and simmering sweat, ruining your favorite of my dress. Or maybe it was at the beach, your legs plush with warm, easy days, and those easy days gave way to the splatter of sand on skin. How nice it must be to be that sand. What a wonderful day that would be. I felt like an idiot again. End poem.
Great read there, Jean. And I should mention that these two carryovers were from The Art of Seduction, The Art of Aldo Luongo. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really liked the poem. It had excellent imagery. You could feel the desire, the passion, the want in his words for this person that he's admiring. Um, I really like the way it ended with how nice it must be to be that sand. What a wonderful day that would be. I felt like an idiot again. Because you have all these thoughts and feelings and desires, but you feel like a fool for expressing them or trying to move on them, and all you can do is just stand there red faced and feeling like an idiot because you desired to be a grain of sand on somebody's flesh. So beautifully done.
Oh my gosh,
Great read,
so
Phil.
true.
Think so.
Great comment, Gray. Yeah, nothing worse than love and desire to sometimes make you stumble over your tongue and your feet. So, absolutely. And Jean, your thoughts?
What's a bit of foolishness between two folks, right? I thought this was a nice piece, and there's a lot of good imagery in it. I picked it up here. Well, over there, actually. I noticed your blouse, deep blue, not unlike an empty sky, marred by. I noticed your buttons undone. I felt like an idiot, wet and simmering sweat, ruining your favorite of my dress. I was a little, I was a little confused by that line, but I think that it's referencing what he was wearing, what the person liked that person wearing, if that makes any sense. I think it did. Or maybe it was at the beach, your legs plush with warm, easy days, those easy days gave way to the splatter of sand on skin. How nice it must be to be that sand. I did think the imagery was good. It was just that one line that kind of threw me a little bit, but it was well done. So thank you for sharing with us, Selby Dove.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I totally understand that. Um, Great comment, Jean. Yeah, I have to say Selby Dove is a new name to me, so always good to see new names. Um, and I can tell she really studied the artwork because in her AN, the first line she says a lot of the paintings sort of gave the impression of being scenes, glimpses of intimate moments, but never solely focused on just parts of the body. So I liked how it seems like she really took in the artwork. Wonderful imagery throughout, great lines. I really like the first few lines, the starting with "It was a day in spring" and going with I don't know, like I said, the first four lines to me really stood out, especially with the imagery. Nicely written and very well done. And now we can go into roses and candlelight. I found a cow image at the last minute. Um, I found a cow image with roses. Of course, there was actually a lot of them, but I thought I need to have that up here. We can't have a cow without roses. So,
That's right. Unless
all
you want
right.
to in bed to the bone. Ah, just kidding.
Oh my goodness. All right. Up next we have I Ask You by Angela Aquino. Come slide next to me, no intentions, just be. Silky sheets cool my skin, heat rises where you have been. I am free, held by you. You are the artist with a view. Glide your fingers as you wish, lose yourself in our night so lavish. Candlelight oil extinguished, drips on our bodies before we finish. I admit there might be some cravings like sugar dipped roses melting in our paths we're saving. Prosecco sips while taking a needed pause before one more final applause. Ultimately, a night to grant adorning wishes, desires for each other's kisses. Romance I have willed till my eyes close, fulfilled. End poem. And that is a beautifully, beautifully written sensual poem by Angela. And your thoughts, Gray?
Sorry, I just got to get back to. But yeah, beautiful read, Pam. And oh, sorry. Oh, I am unmuted. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I really enjoyed the right. Like it's so inviting. Come slide next to me. No intentions, just be. Silky sheets cool my skin. Heat rises where you have been. There's something about the warmth that comes from your lover where they were sitting, where they were laying, and just feeling that and engaging that. It's like their spirit is there with you. And so I really enjoyed that line. Um, but then I'm free, held by you. You are the artist with a view. When somebody's holding you, but you're free to move about as you will. You know that somebody's got your back, and that's a beautiful thing. Um, Next is touch. Glide your fingers as you wish. Lose yourself in our night, so lavish. And then the obvious candlelight oil extinguish drips on our bodies before we finish. I mean, there's something so hot and passionate about dripping candle wax onto your lover's skin in little drips and drabs. Um, so sensual, so seductive. But the ending, romance I have willed till my eyes close, fulfilled. You know, intention is everything. If you put it out into the universe, your wants and desires, the universe can respond accordingly with what you're asking for. Yeah, I think if everything lines up and that's the way that it's meant to be, it can be a beautiful thing. Otherwise, there's also the opposite of that where what you wish for isn't so nice and it comes through and it's not good. So careful what you wish for out there, people. But
Amen.
yeah, beautiful write. I thought it was wonderful, and it did a beautiful read, Pam.
Absolutely. Great comment, Gray. And Jean, your thoughts.
Yeah, I like this piece. I thought there was lovely imagery, and I thought it was a great take on that prompt. I'm sure it fits with many a prompt, but I like the one Angela took. I really enjoyed it, and I picked it up. Candlelight oil extinguished, drips on our bodies before we finish. I admit there might be some cravings, like sugar-dipped roses melting in our paths for saving. Prosecco sips while taking a needed pause before one more final applause. Ultimately, a night to grant adoring wishes, desires for each other's kisses. Romance I have willed till my eyes close, fulfilled. I thought it was nicely done, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you, Angela, for sharing with us tonight.
Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Yeah, this is beautifully written. It has a nice flow, wonderful imagery. I like how it speaks on sensuality shared and the fulfillment that allows one to comfortably rest afterwards. Um, and great lines throughout, but I did especially like um, glide your fingers as you wish, lose yourself in our night so lavish, candlelight oil extinguished, drips on our bodies before we finish. Beautiful lines and very well done by Angela Aquino. And up next, we have Late Night Dreaming by Smitty here. And Gray, would you give that a read for us, please?
Sure. Candlelight kisses and a few glasses of wine. How beautiful your eyes look when they sparkle and shine. How sweet your cherry lips taste when they're passionately placed right against mine. In the light of the flirtatious moon on a warm, twinkling night, laying next to the crackling fire, how its dancing flame lit up your face and danced in your eyes. The beat of your healing, warm heart so close to mine, while your head is laying on my chest in sweet, blessed recline. I peek down your blouse, 'cause that's just what guys do, and you look back up at me with your warm, smiling green eyes and flirtatious say, well, don't you dare stop there. I'm almost sure I have too. I fill my hands with satisfaction. You melt in my arms because you like my action. Flirtatious, eager, naughty, risky kind. As I nibble on your ear and bite your neck, you flinchily moan. When I grab both the soft ash cheeks of your shapely behind, with both of my hands now firmly placed on your wide woman hips, I pull you in most passionately to drink from the lusting warm bloom of your rose petal lips. Meanwhile, the crackling fire sambas with the burning candle, but they pay no attention as the hot breath from mouth, nose, and lips playfully explore the sensuous, perfumed depths of your warm, sultry, soft cleavage with naughty intentions. You moan as you moan softly as you run your fingers through my soft brown hair, while tenderly kissing the back of my neck, the back of my head. A few more sips of wine, we kiss, giggle, and chuckle as the fire slowly dies down. Just one more playful pinch on your cute little ass as we get ready for bed and foam.
Great read there, Gray. And Jean, your thoughts.
Well, I thought this was a nice piece. It was very sensual and very uh well, I think there was a great imagery. I'm not sure where I was going to begin with. I liked it from the beginning. I thought there was enough playfulness. It didn't go past, it didn't cross the lines, it didn't get crazy. Um, but, it kind of leads your mind to in that direction, which I thought was good. Nicely done, nice piece. And I picked it right from the beginning. Candlelight kisses, a few glasses of wine. How beautiful your eyes look when they sparkle and shine. And how sweet your cherry red lips taste when they're passionately placed right on mine. In the light of the flirtatious moon on a warm twinkling night laying next to the crackling fire, how its dancing flame lit up your face and danced in your eyes. So it was very that was lovely imagery to lead you into the piece. And I think there was a little bit of fun in the piece. So well done, Smitty here. And thanks for sharing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that first line definitely captured right away the essence of the contest. So, great comment there, Jean. And Gray, you did a wonderful read of that. Your thoughts?
Well, I appreciate your art of bullshitting, Pam, because that read sucked. But I appreciate
Oh,
you
that
though,
was
nonetheless.
No, it didn't. Oh my
Yeah, it
God.
was horrible. It was horrible. But
No.
anyway, past that, get back to the poem here. I really thought the poem was seductive. Everything is palpable and engaging. You can feel the passion, the desire. You can see her sweet cherry red lips. Yeah, you can't taste them, but you can imagine tasting them. And I really like the way he focuses on her butt because what man doesn't love a butt of a woman? So you know, um, I liked it. You got the candlelight, you got the fire. I didn't notice a rose, but oh no, cherry red. But anyway, the roses are missing. But I thought he captured the candlelight beautifully, where he uses um, the candlelight and the fire, uh, you
Um,
know, uh, together. I don't know where that is, but yeah, he did use them together. Am I correct? Or
Candlelight kisses
mm.
right in the beginning. Is that what you were
Oh
Right.
yeah, yeah. How its dancing flame lit up your face.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
um, but no, it was a beautiful write. I really liked the ambiance that was set in the desire that it was expressed. Beautifully done, Smitty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Gray. Um, Yeah, I liked how this was a combination of, that central romantic plus with some really fun lines that could give you a smile, combined together. Um, and, I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did enjoy the beginning stanza. Plus, also, I fill my hands with satisfaction. You melt in my arms because you like my action. Flirtatious, eager, naughty, frisky kind, as I nibble on your ear and bite your neck so flinchingly moan when I grab both the soft ass cheeks of your shapely behind. Wonderful lines and very well done by Smitty. Yeah, and I was just thinking now after Gray's comment, we know he's a badonkadonk man. And I
Yeah, I
totally
think if
now I
any
can
man says
imagine
he's
him
not, he's a
rocking out to
liar.
Queen's Fat Bottom Girls.
Oh yeah, I love that too. Love that too.
Gray outed himself.
Yeah, yeah. Guilty as charged.
The worst things you could be guilty of, though. So
Yeah.
you're all
Yes,
right.
that is for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. All
I
right.
don't know. I think you
Well,
probably pushed some laws with your dungeon, Pam. So I just
oh
Ah,
quiet
my
it down a
goodness.
bit if I were
I
you.
rewrite laws, you
yes,
know.
yes,
Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. Oh my goodness.
And up next, we have A Poetic Expression by Sapphire Rose. And Jean, would you give that a read for us, please?
Sure thing. Okay.
Can I just say quickly before you start, Phil?
Sure.
Pam, I think if they had a book out with the Dungeons of Wisconsin, yours would be the cover photo.
Oh, you know it.
Oh my
And
God.
I have a question. Why don't they have that book? I,
You
that
didn't write it yet.
that should be a book that exists.
Oh my God. You
Right.
know, Pam, you would be one of many in that book. We know how that book is from Wisconsin. Oh
Right.
my God. Have you ever, Gray, have you ever noticed how many serial killers are from Wisconsin?
I have actually, yes.
Scary, isn't it?
It
And
really
we have
is, yeah.
Pam.
Yeah.
She
In her
runs
dungeon.
borderline stuff there. Oh my goodness. Okay, now this poem is called A Poetic Expression by Sapphire Rose. Rose petals, soft scented and enticing. But as I gaze into the storm of your eyes, I'm neither frightened nor otherwise ill advised. Lips trace sculpted lines of well defined abs. Sinful sapphires and crimson blooms blur the lines in between. Twilight fantasies and what I wish to surrender this night. Leather and lace slip from bronzed and porcelain skin, while the moon smiles down, casting its ethereal glow. What if the truth were merely a matter of myth, and you are nothing more than a Greek god of fantasy? With wild abandon, dressed in kisses and compass, a poetic expression of love. I love thee purely, you love me with passion, and we love freely. End poem.
Great read, Jean. What a beautiful write by Sapphire Rose. I'm so glad she was inspired because I couldn't imagine a contest about roses and candlelight without Sapphire Rose writing for it. So very cool, very cool. And Gray, your thoughts?
Beautiful, right? Really. Sorry, my own mute out on techno. But the right is so seductive and enchanting right from the beginning. You're kind of lulled into this sense of peacefulness with that beginning stanza. Rose petals soft, scented, and enticing. But as I gaze into the storm of your eyes, I'm neither frightened nor otherwise ill advised. So you're set. It's like, okay, here, you take it easy. Everything's gonna be all right. And then the next line, lips trace sculptured lines of well defined abs. Sinful sapphires and crimson blooms blur the lines in between. I really love sinful sapphires. I mean, because that's her right there, really. She's putting herself front and center in this, right? And, uh, you know, the whole thing, I really liked the whole thing. I could go over each stanza, but
Mm.
it's just love combined with passion and desire is a beautiful thing. Two people can love each other and sleep in separate beds on different levels of the house, and never come together except for maybe once a month or something. But with this one, the desire's there, the passion's there. I really love the penultimate stanza. I love thee purely. You love me with passion, and we love freely. When you have such a beautiful, passionate love. That's a wonderful thing. Um, I think this right really kind of speaks to the heart of who she is. Um, yeah, beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it truly is. It truly is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment
Absolutely.
there, Gray. And Jean, you did a wonderful read of that. Your thoughts?
What he said. I thought this piece was great from the beginning to the end. There's beautiful imagery um, and wonderful sensuality that just runs throughout. And I love how it ended. The same as Gray. That's why I said what he said. He really hit on the same notes as I was thinking. I liked it from the beginning. I kind of liked lips trace sculpted lines with well defined abs. Sinful sapphires and crimson blooms blur the lines in between. Twilight fantasies and what I wish to surrender this night. Leather and lace slip from bronzed and porcelain skin, while the moon smiles down, casting its ethereal glow. There's not a bad line in it. I think it was very well done. So thank you, Sapphire Rose, for sharing with us tonight. Great piece.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment there, Jean. Um, Yeah, this is so beautifully written. It's romantic, it's sensual, it's a great inspiration taken from the image. Um, wonderful imagery and metaphors throughout. I like how she brings in the mythology with the Greek god of fantasy. And I like how this speaks on that expression of love. There's definitely something to this that has a very classic feel to it. And it's beautifully written throughout. But I especially like Twilight Fantasies and What I Wish to Surrender This Night. Leather and lace slip from bronzed and porcelain skin, while the moon smiles down, casting its ethereal glow. What if the truth were merely a matter of myth, and you are nothing more than a Greek god of fantasy? Wonderful lines and beautifully written by Sapphire Rose. I like that. All right. Grabbing the next one. All right. Up next, we have um, looking here. All right. We have Dethorned by Walking Travesties. A match struck, scratching the ear of the night, leaving the sting of sulphur, softened with honeyed amber. Watching the flame, it arches, reaching toward the ceiling, like my spine soon after I wake. A sharp breath slowly exhaled. How can I define this new gravity? Slowing pulse, sharp intake of breath, my heart pools, my soul melting before our lips ever meet. I find myself leaning in further, reflected light dancing in your eyes, your hands shadow across my throat. No touch yet, just the thread of warmth. Candle wax pools, a quiet melting clock, while the night presses us together. I'm left craving the static between our skin. God, it's what it always should have been. On the sheets, I'm a rose dethorned, nervous tension unraveling, abandoned. The distance between my breath and your skin is the only thing left in the world worth begging for. End poem. What an absolutely beautiful write. And your thoughts, Gray?
Hmm? Pam, I'm not sure who you said. You cut out right at the name.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gray. Your thoughts. You got to unmute, Gray.
Yeah, let me repeat what I said. But I love the title "Dethorned," because when you can throw away the armor and just be, that's such a peaceful, freeing place where you can just relax without worrying about the fight, without worrying about having to protect yourself from the world, because the lover has you wrapped in his arms and is taking you into a safer place. But I thought the whole write was really seductive. Um, I just read the author's notes. It says, "I hope you can imagine seduction being the heavy pressure of anticipation, the weight of understanding what you want, and the release of tension that occurs when you can strip away the thorns and start to acknowledge the beauty without the armor." Um, yeah, it was a really a stellar write throughout. So I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful write, and did a great job of reading it, Pam.
Thank you, and wonderful there, Gray. Um, and Jean, your thoughts.
Oh, I thought this was a wonderful piece all the way through. Great imagery, excellent sensuality throughout. and I really enjoyed it. And I have to say, I picked up those last three stanzas. I find myself leaning in further, reflected light dancing in your eyes. Your hands shadow across my throat. No touch yet, just the threat of warmth. Candle wax pools, a quiet melting clock, while the night presses us together. I'm left craving the static between our skin. God, it's what it always should have been. On the sheets, I'm a rose dethorned, nervous tension, unraveling, abandoned. The distance between my breath and your skin is the only thing left in the world worth begging for. Oh, I loved that. I thought they were fabulous stanzas. The whole poem was very well done. And I had to say, the author's notes also said, I'm at a point in my life where I'm dipping my toes into the pool of sensuality. I wrote this as an exploration of seduction so thus far, and it's probably one of the most vulnerable pieces I've written to date. But it was very well done if you're just dipping your toes in there walking travesties. Very nice piece. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Shakespeare.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wonderful comment there, Jean. And I have to agree, for somebody who's just starting to dip their toes into sensuality, this
Right.
was beautifully done. And a new name to me again, Walking Travesties. I'm so glad they were inspired. This has amazing imagery and metaphors throughout, beautiful lines, and I really particularly like watching the flame. It arches, reaching toward the ceiling, like my spine. Soon after I wake, a sharp breath slowly exhaled. How can I define this new gravity? Slowing pulse, sharp intake of breath. My heart pulls, my soul melting before our lips ever meet. Wonderful lines, beautifully written and very well done. All right. And let's see what we have next. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a great, I have to say, you're right, Gray. That that is an awesome picture. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we have Your Fire by Visago. And Gray, go ahead, please, and give that a read for us.
I will do my darndest. It's not your voice. It's the way your silence touches me. It's not your hands. It's the space between them, waiting for my skin. You call me without words, like a fire calls for oxygen, like the abyss calls to the leap. There's something in you that does not ask, only takes a look, and I have no way back. A whisper, and my whole body obeys. You are not a woman. You are fire, a flame with a name. Night slipping down my spine until I forget where longing ends and surrender begins. Your fire is not a question, it is command, and I answer it because there is no purer faith than to burn for those who burn with you. End poem.
Wow.
Great read there, Gray, and what an amazing sensual write by Visago. And Jean, your thoughts.
This is a great piece from beginning to end. I love how it starts. It's not your voice, it's the way your silence touches me. It's not your hands, it's a space between them waiting for my skin. I love that the beginning to this. But then it picks up there's something in you that does not ask, only takes. And then he gets into this a look, and I have no way back. A whisper, and my whole body obeys. You are not a woman. You are your fire, a flame with a name. Night slipping down my spine until I forget where longing ends and surrender begins. And I could read that last stanza as well, but I figured, well, he might kick me. But I really do. I think this was just beautifully done. Wonderful imagery and very well written. So thank you so much for sharing tonight. Great piece.
Oh, absolutely. I have to agree. Great comment there, Jean. And Gray, you did a great read of that. Your thoughts?
I really like the connection made between somebody's desire and a fire needing oxygen. That to me is so incredible, really, because you can't have fire without oxygen. It just doesn't
Right.
happen. So um, to have that much craving and knowing the power that is held by that fire once it obtains its oxygen is incredible. You can feel the urge, the want, the power, the desire. It's just like rawr, you know. And
Mhm.
but it also has a connection in the end that's so beautiful. You know, your fire is not a question; it is command, and I answer it because there is no purer fate than to burn for those who burn with you. Nice words, nicely done. Uh,
Oh,
sorry,
absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment there, Gray.
Vizago. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I mean this is beautiful. Amazing imagery and metaphors, great use of spacing. It's a wonderful atmospheric sensual, right, looking at a love and desire that is both physical and emotional, and there's great lines all the way through. And but I especially like, you are not a woman, you are your fire, a flame with a name, night slipping down your spine until I forget where longing ends and surrender begins. And the stanza after that too, just really powerful sensuality. Amazing, right, and very well done by Vizago. All right. And up next, we have The Dissolving Dreamscape by Moss and Memory. And Jean, whenever you're ready, go ahead and give that a read for us, please.
Mhm. Okay. And I do want to apologize to everyone who's like listening on Facebook. The links are not going through consistently, and there's nothing I can do to change that. So I just want you all to know if it's not making a lot of sense here and there because it's not going through, forgive us. It's not our fault. Okay, The Dissolving Dreamscape by Moss and Memory. The heady scent of rose petals and scorched wax lingered in the night, humid with passion's breath, sweat and secret spilling in waves, rupturing in a surge, bleeding from a hollow chalice, quaking with the fury of its own desire, moving in the flicker of the flame, no mercy for the night, craving clad in skin and shadow, unraveling through mystery, tasting again at its wanting cleft. Heat shuddering into near silence, gathering, renegotiating timber, unmaking edges, probing at vagaries, in a dissolving dreamscape that touches the deepest longing to be undone, entirely consumed and abandoned, an imprint pressed into cooling wax. End poem.
Great read, Jean. And what an absolutely stunning write by Moss and Memory. And
Mhm.
your thoughts, Gray?
Yeah, I mean that was sensual, seductive. You could feel the heat rising as you read through it. The only thing that I would change personally is the word bleeding from a hollow chalice. I would change that to flowing, just because bleeding, it's like you're dealing with sensuality and seduction. You don't want blood involved. I mean, just my personal opinion, but maybe that's somebody's thing out there, but it's definitely not mine. So that made me hit the brakes, and um, threw me off a little bit as far as the rate went. But it really is brought back with the next lines, quaking with the fury of its own desire. Uh, it's passionate, it's engaging, It's sensual, seductive. Uh, Everything after bleeding and before, I mean, yeah, bleeding and before bleeding, um, is spot on. It's just that word that really took me out.
Right.
I can understand that. Although I will say, when you said nobody wants bleeding and sensuality, my first thought was speak for yourself, Gray.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I mean. I corrected myself and said there are some people, but teach
Yes,
their own.
yes.
It's just not my thing. Well, it gives me
Uh,
the heebie-jeebies.
oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah. And we all have our thing. We all have our thing that gives us the heebie-jeebies. But you're right that there is so many lines in this that are beautiful with its sensual imagery. So great comment, Gray. And Jean, your thoughts?
Well, I like the piece myself. I liked how it started out. Um, and I took that whole first stanza, and of course the word bleeding is in there, Gray. I'm sorry, but I do see what you're saying, because the piece itself, it's not really soft, but yeah, the word bleeding kind of puts an edge on it. But the heady scent of rose petals and scorched wax lingered in the night, humid with passion's breath, sweat and secrets spilling in waves, rupturing in a surge of bleeding from a hollowed chalice, quaking it with the fury of its own desire. It just leaves such an image in the mind. Um, just the first couple lines, draws you in and takes you right where the prompts led you to be. And I think that in itself was very well done. And I liked a lot of the lines throughout as well. I thought there was a lot of really good imagery, and there was a depth in the sensuality. It wasn't, you know, easy peasy. It was a nice depth of thought, I guess. And I like the way it ended. An imprint pressed into cooling wax. I thought that was pretty cool at the end. So very well done, and yeah, nicely written. So thank you very much, Moss and Memory. Great piece.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Yeah, this has amazing imagery and metaphors, um, beautiful lines throughout. Um, but I especially liked that second stanza, moving in the flicker of the flame, no mercy for the night, craving, clad in skin and shadow, unraveling through mystery, tasting again at its wanting cleft. Wonderful lines and beautifully written by Moss and Memory. All right. And up next, we have Dear Someone by A.L. Phelps. And she was nice enough to supply us with a SoundCloud.
Yes, ma'am, she did. Give me 2 seconds, maybe three. Uh,
Maybe 5 or 6.
well, not quite that bad. I'm not quite that slow. I'm slow though. I have to admit that. Oh, now I have to go over here and let me grab the link. Let me come back over here. Let me send the link. If I don't send the link, I get beat up. The boss around here, she's rough. And ask anyone. Ask Gray, he'll tell you. She's rough.
Oh yeah, she's a mean old bitch.
Yes, see? See, he knows. Okay, here we go.
Dear someone, here lies the first love letter I've ever written. Oh, wild, paraphrased. Dorian only wrote after Sybil died. I write before we've even met. On the table by the window, blurred by rain, with the roses I bought when I thought of you. Ink-stained devotion, written in trembling script. Every letter a confession, every line a desire. The stroke of my pen is the brush of my fingertips on your skin. I lay it all just there, folded up neatly, the secret lover's promise, tuck it away in the back of my mind. Tonight, when I whisper prayers to whatever gods I believe in, and my heart aches with longing, should I send it with the moon? When I wish to the true North Star, should I mention you?
Wonderful read and write there, Amy. Thank you for the SoundCloud. It is very much appreciated. And just a reminder, everyone, if you're unable to call in, the next best thing is to make a recording of your poem, because then we get to hear your poetry in your voice or how you would like it to be heard. And Jean, your thoughts on Amy's poem?
I knew you were coming to me just so you could hear me throw Gray under the bus. I'm not ready.
Ah, that must be it. Yes. All right,
Mhm.
Gray, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Um,
Right over my head. But
exactly.
no, I really liked it. It's got such a deep and personified vibe to it. You can feel the longing for a connection. Um, I think that's a universal construct. Is we all long for our lover to come to us and find us, and so we'll blow on dandelions that have turned to seed, blow those little puffballs away, cross our fingers, and pray that that wish makes it to our lover, and our lover finally makes it into our lives. Um, but I think the longing is palpable, and I think it's a universal construct of connection. Um, Even if it's somebody you've never met before, they're out there. You can feel them out there, and you long for them. Um, but here lies the first love letter I've ever written. Paraphrased by Dorian wrote only after Sybil died. I write before we've even met. And she goes on to talk about her letter, a confession, a desire, the stroke of the pen is the brush of my fingertips on her skin. Um, and then she folds it up, puts it away, tucks it in the back of her mind. And then tonight she's gonna whisper to whatever God she believes in, praying that her lover will come along. And she makes a wish to the true North Star, because she's really feeling this need to connect, and I thought it was palpable. So well done, and an excellent read as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great comment, Gray. I like how you observed the sense of longing in the poem and the need to connect with somebody. So great comment. And Jean, your
Ah,
thoughts?
well, I'm glad I took my time because I had to read it because I'm still doing other things. Amy, I think that this was just a wonderful piece. And I wanted to pick a part so badly, but I can't because it starts out here. Here lies the first love letter I've ever written. I write before we've even met. On the table by the window, blurred, and it just goes from there down. I love some of the lines that Gray quoted as well. I mean, everything in here was just great. Ink stained devotion written in trembling script. Every letter a confession, every line a desire. The stroke of my pen is the brush of my fingertips on your skin. I lay it all just there, folded up neatly. The secret lover's promise, tuck it away in the back of my mind. And then, gosh, tonight when I whisper prayers to whatever gods I believe in, and my heart aches with longing, should I send it with the moon? When I wish to the true North Star, should I mention you? Oh, I thought this was great all the way through. So I'm not going to pick a spot when I do this comment, so don't take it personally. All of the above, just a beautiful, beautiful write. I think there was a wonderful level of seduction and the longing. It's seductive and it's more of like a passion, an inner passion, for what you desire in life. And I love that. I think it was just very, very well pulled together.
Oh,
And I loved it. Yeah. So thank you so much.
absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Yeah, this really is passionate. It's passionate. It's filled with longing, wonderful imagery. I like how it speaks on that idea of knowing there is somebody out there for you. I also like that she's writing about what I consider to be a lost art form, the love letter. Sadly, the love letter has been replaced with texts, you know, and I don't know, just wonderful lines throughout. Um, I really did like those lines, ink stained devotion written in trembling script, every letter a confession, every line a desire, the stroke of my pen is the brush of my fingertips on your skin. Wonderful lines and beautifully written by A.L. Phelps. All right. And up next, we have Where the Candlelight Learns Your Name by King A. Peak. And go ahead, please, Gray, and give that a read for us.
Alrighty. The table waits between us, dressed in white, scattered with the soft ruin of red roses. Two glasses catch the flame, holding small golden moons in their trembling bodies, but neither of us reaches for the wine. Your eyes have already touched me in ways your hands have not, slowly, carefully, as though desire is a secret best unwrapped in silence. Outside, the city glitters, unaware of the storm gathering beneath my skin. Inside, candles lean into the dark, each flame restless whenever you smile. You lift one rose from the table, trace its velvet edge against my wrist, and I forget every clever word I meant to say. There is something dangerous about a room made warm by waiting, about your breath drawing near without stealing the moment, about the space between our lips growing sweeter the longer it is denied. Let the petals fall, let the wine grow warm, let the night press its palms against the window and beg to be invited in. For now, come closer, not quickly, not carelessly, but like candlelight across bare shoulders, like a rose opening only when it knows it is finally safe to be desired. End poem.
Great read, Gray. And oh my goodness, what a beautiful sensual write by King A. Peak. And Jean, your thoughts.
Well, you're lucky I have some. I thought that this was beautifully penned. Wonderful imagery all the way through. And I picked it up. Well, I picked it up further up than I'm going to read, that's for sure. Um, Outside, the city glitters, unaware of the storm gathering beneath my skin. Inside, candles lean into the dark, each flame restless whenever you smile. You lift one rose from the table, trace its velvet edge against my wrist, and I forget every clever word I meant to say. There's something dangerous about a room made warm by waiting, about your breath drawing near without stealing the moment, about the space between our lips growing sweeter the longer it is denied. Oh, I think this is just lovely. Wonderful imagery, as I said, and nicely done. So thank you so much, King AP. Nice job. Nice job.
Absolutely. Yeah, those were beautiful lines. Great comment, Jean. And Gray, you did a wonderful read of that. Your thoughts.
Yeah, I really loved the write. Really, I mean, it was so hot and steamy. It had my telephone screen sweating. I had to wipe it off.
Oh
I
my
get
God.
um,
that.
but yeah, I mean, there's so much power, so much desire, so much longing, so much want. I mean, I really love the way he gives life to inanimate things like the table waits between us, and then you know the glasses catch the flame, holding small golden moons in their trembling bodies, and that like I mean that's just catching the fire, which is a beautiful way to express the fire in the room, so to speak. Um, and then I really like your eyes have touched me in ways our hands have not. Your hands have not. And then as though through a secret, as though desire is a secret, best unwrapped in silence. I also enjoyed the image of the darkness, you know, up against the window, wanting to come in and begging to be invited in. That's really wonderful. The whole thing is beautiful. Uh, but you know what caught me was the penultimate stanza. For now, come closer. Not quickly, not carelessly, but like candlelight across bare shoulders, like a rose opening only when it knows it is finally safe to be desired. Yeah, fantastic, right? Excellent job. I'm going to follow King AP because of that, right? So nicely done.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Wonderful comment there, Gray. Yeah, this just has captivating lines throughout. Amazing imagery and metaphors, great sensuality. Um, and throughout, there's these wonderful lines, but I especially like where it says, you lift one rose from the table, trace its velvet edge against my wrist, and I forget every clever word I meant to say. There's something dangerous about a room made warm by waiting, about your breath drawing near without stealing the moment, about the space between our lips growing sweeter the longer it is denied. I like how that builds up in intensity. Wonderful lines and very well done by King A. Peak. And up next, we have Snapshots by Becky Friend. And it goes like this: the sylvan scent of a russet red hot cocoa rose rises with the smoky rings of purple couche haze, shapeless air sachets, and our very own home-brewed aroma levitating above a table for two that teases me with the sweet fragrancy, a portent of a twilight toast with two wine bouquets of sparkling Chardonnay, crystal goblets filled halfway, like a page ripped from Cosmopolitan, a still life hologram, or a Hollywood movie scene. But it's just a silkscreen photograph taken by shuddering hands in the half light of candles and chandeliers, the sepia shadows of dusk, his birthday dinner for me, a warm winter memory folded in my scrapbook, tucked inside a marriage filled with love, living color photo ops, and a lifetime supply of snapshots. End poem. Oh, this is such a beautiful and heartfelt write by Becky Friend. And Gray, your thoughts?
Beautiful read of that poem, Pam. And I like Becky Friend's writing. You know, she has a way to engage the reader without grabbing them by the nose and saying, you know, follow this. It allows your mind to wander and to think of places and times that you've spent with your lover, uh, which is not an easy thing to do, you know, because this is her life, this is her story. But you can find your own inside of these words, which is an incredible thing to do. So nicely done and a great read, Becky. I mean, sorry, Pam.
Thank you. And yes, absolutely a wonderful comment there, Gray. And Jean, your
Yeah,
thoughts.
I thought that this was a great write. Wonderful imagery, full of love and romance. And I thought it was very, very well done. And I took that whole first stanza. The sylvan scent of a russet red hot cocoa rose rises with the smoke rings of purple kush haze. Shapeless air sachets in our very own home brewed aroma, levitating above the table for two that teases me with the sweet fragrancy. A portent of twilight toast with two wine bouquets of sparkling Chardonnay, crystal goblets filled halfway. Yeah, I thought this was nice. So thank you for sharing tonight, Becky. Nice piece.
Oh, absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Yeah, this had such wonderful imagery, great attention to detail. It was heartfelt, nostalgic, and romantic. I liked the how got all this imagery, plus it's a treat for the senses. Um, and I really like where it says, in the half light of candles and chandeliers, the sepia shadows of dusk, his birthday dinner for me, a warm winter memory folded in my scrapbook. Wonderful lines and beautifully written. Very well done by Becky Friend. All right. And now the question is, did I remember to grab the next poem? Yes, I did. All right. Here we go. It is Nothing Lasts Forever, by Doll in the Cupboard. And Jean, whenever you're ready, go ahead and give that a read for us, please.
Okay, folks. And good night, Vizago. I think you went to bed. It's like late there. So let me see. Oh, I lost it just that quick, damn. What is AP doing to me? Okay. Nothing lasts forever. Late night poets. Doll in the cupboard. Beginning with the bed of roses, as aromas of lustful intentions paraded upon heartbeats pulsating wildly. Tempe- Tempestuous dwarfs with invisible wings filling the restaurant's glare between long-nosed people. Too lonesome to blink an eyelid, just stuck-up bores with nothing but a boring wife or husband. No crazy lover to do the tango, the twist, quick step, or jive with like us. In the midst of our midnight chances, breaking our joy, icy dances into smooching, clinging to the mood and rhythm. Moments we must remember, for nothing lasts forever. End poem.
Great read there, Jean,
Was that?
and captivating,
Yeah.
captivating right by Doll in the Cupboard. And yeah. Wonderful imagery, very intriguing. I feel like it's kind of that balance between it hits hard with reality. You know, the this, like the title says, nothing lasts forever. So there's kind of this, sad reality within it. I do like some of the wordplay with the, no crazy lover to do the tango, the twist, quick step or jive, w- with like us in the midst of our midnight chances, breaking our icy dances. That's got some nice flow to it and some clever lines. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, just 1 second. Sorry. All right, there we go. Um, but I thought it was a wonderful poem. You can feel the atmosphere of this environment that she's put herself in, kind of like a truck stop on the side of the road, or I guess it's maybe a bar. Um, but there's the world is full of lonely people. Too lonesome to blink an eyelid, and just stuck up bores with nothing but a boring wife and husband. No crazy lover to do the tango, the twist, quick step, or jive with, like us. 'Cause we're having fun. Fuck the world. Let them be stuck in their misery. We'll have our moment, but this moment might not last forever. So uh, let's just remember it, carry it with us in our hearts. And so I thought it was beautiful. I mean, it's both. in the moment and outside of the moment, if that's a thing, because she's in the moment with the dance and sharing that dance and noticing the world around her kind of sucks, but it comes to the crashing conclusion of moments we must remember, for nothing ever lasts forever. Fantastic, right?
Thank you. Great comment. And Jean, your thoughts.
I thought this was nicely penned and a clever take on the prompts. Um, you know, I like how it started out, beginning with a bed of roses, as aromas of lustful intentions paraded upon heartbeats pulsating wildly. And then it gets into the downside, you know. And I was like, wait a minute, where are we going? But then it's no crazy lover to do the tango, the twist, quick step, or jive with, like us. In the midst of our midnight chances, breaking our icy dances into smooching, clinging to the mood and rhythm. Moments we must remember, for nothing ever lasts forever. I think that it was, I guess you have to look at the negatives to appreciate the positives, I guess, in my head. And that's kind of what I see here. But it was a nicely done brevity. And I think, yeah, nice work, Doll on the cupboard. And thank you for sharing with us tonight.
I like that observation of, noticing observing the negative in order to appreciate the positive. Very nice. Great comment. All right. And up next, we have Roses and Candles by Jared Soul. And go ahead, please, Gray, and give that a read for us.
Alrighty. Roses and Candles by Gerald Soul. As I entered into our home, I see a trail of rose petals on the floor, leading me upstairs, to which the trail continues down the hall into our bedroom. As I enter, I see the rose petals lead me to you, our room, lonely, light by candlelight. I knew this is going to be a special night for us. I see you lying on our bed, eagerly awaiting for me. I see your body shape within the dim light, while wearing your most sensual outfit I haven't seen for quite a long time. You wave your finger to make me come closer. I approach as commanded by your gesture. I slowly remove my clothes to get comfortable for this lustful event that is unfolding, as our sultry passion picks up with kisses and soft embraces. Oh, what a night we had. End poem.
Great read there, Gray. And what a wonderful on topic sensual right by Jared Saul. And Jean, your thoughts. Are you on mute, Jean?
Why, yes, I was, as a matter of fact. And it took me that long to get back to the button. I thought this was a wonderful piece penned on an encounter. It just walks you through it. It has a nice sensuality to it. Um, it was well written. Uh, it was it was well expressed. Let me say it that way. As I entered our home, I see a trail of rose petals on the floor, leading me upstairs, to which the trail continues down the hall to our bedroom. And then, as I enter, I see the rose petals lead me to you. Our room, our room only lit by candlelight. And I think that it just, yeah, it does. It's just all encompassing. I mean, I don't know if there was a specific image that this was written to, because I don't see a prompt. But with the different images that I've seen on the other poems, there's beds with rose petals and candles, and I can kind of see this um, taking one of those prompts and just, creatively putting it together. So well done, Jared, and thanks for sharing with us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it really seems like he just kind of wrote on the topic, um,
Right.
rather than a specific prompt. So great comment, Jean. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a wonderful write. Really, it had fantastic lines in it. You can feel the ambiance that's being set by the roses trailing into the bedroom, where in the dimly lit room, your lover lays in her sexiest clothes, and then this lustful event is unfolding as our passion picks up with kisses and soft embraces. And then I had, oh, what a night. Da, 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 da. Slip into my mind and it was all gone. So,
Oh
uh,
my
you
God.
know,
Oh my God.
instantly thought of that. Back in late December 1963. What a night. Anyway, no, I thought it was great, right? But
Oh my
just
God.
that's obviously what came to my mind when I read that line. So beautifully done, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great comment there, Gray. Yeah, I thought this was wonderful lines throughout. Again, this is another new name for me, so I'm glad that Jared was inspired. This has great imagery. It does have that classic romantic scene that's very relatable. I like the trail of roses, and I thought there was great lines throughout, but I especially like the end part with you wave your finger to make me come closer. I approach as commanded by your gesture. I slowly remove my clothes to get comfortable for this lustful event that is unfolding as our sultry passion picks up with kisses and soft embraces. Wonderful lines and very well done. All right, so I'm gonna put up the next poem for me to read, and just so you know, all you both know, we have four poems left, all of which are, I believe, brevities. So, if anybody wants to share something, just in case it's needed, if it works within candle lights or roses, that's fine, and if it doesn't, that's fine too. Just something sensual to put on the board. And
Hey,
up next,
wait a minute.
we have,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So what you're
yes,
saying is you want me to try and squeeze in looking for a right while I'm trying to juggle this stuff because I have trouble anyway. I'm just
well, you don't have to. You
teasing.
don't have to.
I'm
Gray,
teasing you, Pam.
Gray can grab a couple.
I'm just teasing you,
Maybe
Pam, because
there's
I'm
somebody
thinking to myself,
listening in who would like to put something on the board,
right,
you know?
this is one of those things where I'm juggling three balls and someone wants to throw a fourth and then a fifth real quick. I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't grab the first thing you see,
You,
you know,
oh, oh,
or whatever,
okay,
or
okay.
not.
I'm only teasing you, Pam. I really am. I just couldn't resist because I started laughing. I went, oh my God, how do I do that?
Really? She's giving me one more thing to do?
How do I, how am I going to do that and still have a comment ready when she calls my name? Oh my God. I
Well,
really am.
I will read this one and I will be the first to comment on it. And that'll give people time to put something on the board.
Read really slow.
Oh my gosh, read really slow. All right. This is You Are My Candle Love by Talia R. 7. Champagne and candle lights for two, so sweet and romantic, looking deeply into your eyes. The ambiance, the food, everything so wonderful. Tonight is a night I will truly remember. Tonight is the best night that I will share with you. The beauty of the city lights up my night with you. Tonight I just want to hold you in my arms and live the moment and love forever and be yours, my darling. Let me cherish every moment with you. Wine, roses, and candlelight. end poem. This is a beautiful and romantic write by Talia R7. She definitely sets the tone with the opening lines of the imagery of champagne and candle lights for two. I like the use of the word ambiance in her right. The ambiance, the food, everything so wonderful. This too feels like it feels like a love song from like the 80s or something like that. Feels like I'm thinking that Gray's gonna burst out singing any moment if he's not already singing on mute. But I think to me, one of the most important aspects of this poem is the fact that it speaks on living in the moment when it comes to love, but also cherishing the idea of the future together, you know, where and it says, and live the moment and love forever and be yours, my darling. Beautiful, heartfelt lines by Talia R7, and very well done. And Gray, your thoughts?
Says so much, it it I don't know. There's something so engaging about this, right? That really pulls you in. The beauty of the city lights up my night with you. Tonight, I just want to hold you in my arms and live in the moment and love forever and be yours, my darling. You know, let me cherish every moment with you. Wine, roses, and candlelight. I thought the prompt was captured quite beautifully. It says so much in so few words, which is a skill that not many have. Um, but no, it was a beautiful write. Nice job, Talia. A great read as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Great, great comment there, Gray. And Jean, your thoughts?
I thought you were afraid to say my name for a second. Um, yeah, I thought this was a wonderful brevity. You are my candle love. Champagne and candle lights for two. So sweet and romantic, looking deeply into your eyes. The ambiance, the food, everything so wonderful. Tonight is a night I will truly remember. Tonight is the best night that I will share with you. I thought it was very romantic, very um, I don't want to say it's seductive, but I think it's sweet and I think it's loving. And I think it really did hit the romantic notes of the prompts. So very well done, Talia, and thanks for sharing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. Wonderful comment there, Jean. Um, I'm cracking up because in response to me saying grab the first thing you see,
I know I
Robbie
saw
said,
Robbie.
did you see that?
Uh-huh. I
Careful
saw
who
it.
you're looking at next, Jean.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, it could be dangerous. There could be a
Oh my
lawsuit waiting
God.
to happen.
That
Uh, just saying.
that is just great. Oh my gosh. Too funny.
Oh gosh.
All right. And getting back to where I need to be. All right. We have I Love You in the Candlelight by Sandrina. And Jean, whenever you're ready, go ahead and give that a read for us, please.
Okay, give me one second. I'm slipping in a quicksand. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, it's here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. I gotta send it out. Oh my word. I gotta get a better groove. I Love You in the Candlelight by Sandrina. Candles and roses match so well like the temple symbol of penetration into new worlds, illuminating the best in each other and diving into the deep of the emotional ocean. Candles are always the power of active flame, uh, while roses are created to accept insight inside. The internal yin and yang they are, dancing together and starting something beautiful, truly beautiful, just with a kiss. End poem.
Great read, Jean. This one has really thoughtful lines. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was great, right? Did a beautiful job of reading it, Phil. But you know, I mean, this just nails the prompt. Candles and roses match so well, like the temple symbol of penetration into new worlds. Um, there's so much that can be read into that first sentence that it's incredible, really. But illuminating the best in each other and diving into the deep emotional ocean. Um, because that's what happens. You find each other in candlelight with roses, and suddenly you want to connect with that person. You want to be inside of them, literally and figuratively, uh, which is the art of, I guess, seduction, or the seduction of roses and candlelight together. Beautifully done, and an excellent read as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment there, Gray. And
Thank you.
Jean, you did a wonderful read of that. Your thoughts?
Well, I thought this was a wonderful brevity, great lines throughout, and I thought it was nice work. And I picked it up. Candles are always the power of active flame, while roses are created to accept insight inside. The eternal yin and yang they are, dancing together and starting something beautiful, truly beautiful, just with a kiss. So I thought it was a nice piece by Sandrina, and thank you for sharing with us tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to agree. I have to agree. Wonderful comment there. Um, yeah, I thought this was a great brevity, real thoughtful lines. I like how it speaks on balance, found within the symbolism of the rose and the candlelight. So really nicely done brevity. And I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Sandrina, for sharing it with us.
Mhm.
And I had just realized that for some reason I'd forgotten to put Monty's poem on the board. So
Ooh.
I'm going to put that up next. And it is The Truth Hurts by Monty G. Point 25. And Gray, would you give that a read for us, please?
Yeah, you bet. Okay, here we go. The Truth Hurts by Monty G. 25. There comes a time when you must cough to your sins, whether it is breaking a vacuum cleaner or not emptying the bins. Hide it, and your wife will be uber suspicious every single time. And no, it's no good buttering her up with a good bottle of wine. Stand proud, fess up, and take it like a man. Spill your guts and say you tried as hard as you can. Nobody's perfect, and you're a bloke, so that's two strikes down. But she's no dummy and can see why you're acting the clown. If you were in church, you would look to the big guy for a leg up. He would see you're trying to play the role of an innocent little pup. He'd say, Monty, mate, go to her and bathe her in heartfelt apologies. And be sure when you do, so you bow your head and get on your knees. I think, only occasionally, yeah, that might work. I'll give that a try. What's the worst that can happen? 'Cause no matter what, my butt's gonna fry. Maybe some roses, a box of chocolates, or an exquisite dinner will do. Or should I stand up and beg, but watch out for the flying shoe? Oh crap, she's here, and I haven't done a thing to set this right. Maybe I'll dig in, stand my ground, and state my plight. Nope, that ain't me, I'm afraid. It's just not gonna happen. I know, yes, What about your 2 tickets for a holiday in Japan? Hello, darling. My, you're looking especially nice tonight, hon. Okay, Monty, cut the bullshit. Tell me what you've done. It was an accident. I killed your prize, Azealia. Well, for punishment, you can go to that new colony called Australia. Morale. Moral. It is best not to embellish the truth, but don't cough it up either. End poem.
Oh my God.
Great read there, Gray. I enjoyed the sense of humor in this one. And now we know how it is that Monty the Bulgarian ended up in Australia.
Yeah,
You know,
yours is
he got sent there. This has fun lines throughout. I like how he writes in the voice of a man who's got himself in a conundrum. And it's like, in order to have a happy marriage, how much of the truth do you share and how much do you hold back? So fun lines and very well done. And Jean, your thoughts?
I thought that Monty did a nice job. He always makes me chuckle, but I know that that's the intent. He starts out, there comes a time when you must cough to your sins, whether it's breaking a vacuum cleaner or not emptying the bins. Hide it and your wife will be uber suspicious every single time. And no, it's no good buttering her up with a good bottle of wine. I like that stanza. I also liked if you were in church, you would look to the big guy for a leg up. He would see that you're trying to play the role of an innocent little pup. He'd say, Monty, mate, go to her and bathe her in heartfelt apologies. And be sure when you do so, you bow your head and get on your knees. I thought that was a good one. And then it just goes on because the next one I thought was that one had me really cracking up. I think only occasionally, yeah, that might work. I'll give that a try. What's the worst that can happen? Because no matter what, my butt's going to fry. Maybe some roses, a box of chocolates, or an exquisite dinner will do. Or should I stand up and beg, but watch out for the flying shoe? you know, it did have me chuckling throughout. So nicely done, Monty, and clever take on the prompt. you know, too good, too good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And Gray, you did a great read of that. Your thoughts? Gotta unmute, Gray.
I hate when that happens because you get all this excellent commentary out there and then it's just into the wind. I
I know you
like.
make your best comments on mute.
I
Mhm.
know, right? Like, I mean, come on. But anyway, I mean, the poem is so relatable. Nobody wants to fess up to what they've done wrong, and especially when it involves somebody's precious things. Um, but you definitely don't want to be shipped off to Australia because of it either. you know, um, I mean, Australia is a nice place. I'd love to go there someday and look for gold in the outback and see the kangaroos and the wallabies and the koalas. But I definitely don't want to deal with their snakes or their spiders. Those just don't do it for me. So, yeah, as long as I could wear a protective suit, I think I
Yeah.
could deal with Australia. But other than that, no, you don't want to end up there. So, stand up, fess up, and deal with the outcome is what I'm saying. So nicely done.
Absolutely. Great comment, Gray. All right. Up next, we have Petals Placed Politely by Amber I. And it goes, wait, is it? No, it's Jean's turn to read. So,
Sure,
Jean, whenever you're ready, go
sure it
ahead
is.
and give that a read for us,
Sure it
please.
is. Sure it is. Uh huh. Yeah. Uh huh. I read Sandrina. I read Sandrina. Mm-hmm. See, it's actually
Yeah,
really
and then Tamara
Oh, you read
Taliar.
Sandrina. That's right. Okay. It is. Yep. You're right. It is my turn to read.
see.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
She tries to
Petals
do.
Placed Politely by Amber I. We stare at each other, lips stained with red blends, spilling over crystal edges, petals placed politely, as if our love could behave itself. The creased white tablecloth drapes over our legs like unspoken intentions. Below our swinging feet, the cityscape invites us to walk and dance until we can't anymore, until the petals messily lead us home, where we forget everything we know. Candles light the corners of the room, their glow reflecting off the walls, like they already knew romance was coming. Slow as perfume in the air, soft as silk slipping from skin, it settles between us, petal by petal. End poem. Oh, what a beautifully written poem. And another new name with Amber Eye. And Gray, your thoughts?
All right. So yeah, I thought it was beautiful, right? Really. It I don't know, there's you can feel the heat between each other from that first line. We stare at each other. Um there's just so much said, so much understood and expressed through eyes connecting that leads to people having affairs, people falling in love. It just has so many. Um, it's almost like the brush of from skin to skin. When somebody that you feel a connection to lightly touches your skin as they're passing by, or I don't know, reaches their hand across your table and puts their hand on yours. There's just such an electricity that is involved. Um, it's invisible, but it's definitely palpable to your body, to your heart, to your mind. Your thoughts really, um, imagination just goes off the charts. Um, but so I really like that we stare at each other because so much is said with those eyes. But I really like the ending as well. Candles light the corner of the room, their glow reflecting off the walls like they already knew romance was coming. Slow as perfume in the air, soft as silk slipping from skin, it settles between us, petal by petal. Yeah, just a beautiful right throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. I mean, gosh,
Yeah,
why do I keep doing
twice.
it?
That's twice then. Mm.
Oh my gosh, great comment there, Gray. And Jean, your thoughts?
Is that like the bookends for the night there, Pam? You did it in
I
the
think
beginning.
so, just
Yeah,
about, huh?
I'm telling you. Yeah, I thought that this was a well penned piece. I thought there was great lines throughout and nice imagery. I loved the one. Well, I picked up from the beginning. We stare at each other, lips stained with red blends, spilling over crystal edges, petals placed politely, as if our love could behave itself. But this next section I really liked. The creased white tablecloth drapes over our legs like unspoken intentions. I thought that was really really nice, and I really liked the last few stanzas, the same as Gray. I thought that they really took in the prompts and handled it very well at the end. So nicely done, and thank you for sharing with us, Amber Eye. Nice job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Yeah, this has such wonderful imagery and captivating lines throughout. And I thought there was great lines throughout, but I especially like below our swinging feet, the cityscape invites us to walk and dance until we can't anymore, until the petals messily lead us home, where we forget everything we know. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done.
Mhm.
And up next, we have Cheers, My Dear by It Pulls Me In. And Gray, go ahead and give that a read for us, please.
Sure, I would suggest I do that off of mute. Just saying. All right, here we go. Cheers, my dear, by It Pulls Me In. Skin reflective, glass to be held before it holds, as fingertip warmth caresses the edge. It sweats, a glow of emotion prickling the rim as rivulets of steam drip down, pristine, melodic hum. The body shivers, warbling beneath an elegant touch, as whispers denote passion and floral aroma. Eyes, droplets of succulent busyness, all alight under praise, shimmer as if an ocean under Luna's radiant moonlight. She's dressed in a clear love of hands dancing atop a window's canvas, breathing in quick hisses, even as she moves to the chimes of windless motion. The liquid of her apparel drowns the lips tasting, painted by the chirping of crystal, mimicking man. She's leant down, exhaling a taste of sparks, turning a long evening of eye to eye, silent sensation into heaven, tactile enough to fell angels and poem.
Great read, Gray, and what a wonderful write by It Pulls Me In. And Jean, your thoughts?
I think that this was a nice a nice write. There's a lot of imagery in it, and I'm still trying to like catch on to some of it. But I can pick it up. I guess here. She's dressed in a clear love of hands dancing atop a window's canvas, breathing it quick hisses, even as she moves to the chimes of windless motion. The liquid of her apparel drowns the lips tasting, painted by the chirping of crystal mimicking man. She leant down, exhaling a taste of sparks, turning a long evening of eye to eye, silent sensation into a heaven tactile enough to fell all angels. They were great lines. There was a lot of great lines. I was trying to I was trying to get the moonlit thing going on in my head because I wanted to maybe pick on that. That's where my hesitation came in. But it was nicely written, and I think there's uh, a nice, not nice. There's a really good um, note of sensuality in it, but it's all very how do I want to say it? It's not in your face. It's very subtle. The whole thing is very subtle, and you really have to like kind of pick up on all the thoughts throughout. But I think it was nicely done. So nice piece. It pulls me in, and thanks for sharing. I really enjoyed the piece. I just had to think about it for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. And and Gray, you did a wonderful read of that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the write. I mean, it was a mixed bag of emotions for me just because it held romance and then these far flung thoughts. I mean, like prickling the rim of as rivulets of steam. I mean, how do you prickle the rim of a glass? My mind needs to know what is a prickled rim on a glass. But things like that, and then fizziness, succulent eyes, droplets of succulent fizziness alight under praise. I mean, how do eyes resemble succulent fizziness? Um, but uh, things like that, like she moves to the chimes of windless motion. The liquid of her apparel drowns the lips tasting. Now, are you eating her dress, or I'm just curious because you know, I mean, how do lips taste apparel? Just my opinion. I mean, I don't mean to pick it apart, but there are things that could use some tweaking, in my opinion. But nicely done.
Yeah, well, maybe in the heat of the moment, he's just ripping the dress buttons off with his teeth or something. I
There you go. There you go.
yeah, you gotta use that imagination. But great comment there, Gray. This has such wonderful imagery. It does have this beautiful, subtle sensuality. It is definitely a treat for the senses. And I thought there were great lines throughout, but I did especially like that second stanza. Beautifully written and very well done by It Pulls Me In. And all right, I have one last poem for the night that was put on the board, and it is The Day Before by A.L. Phelps. And Jean, um, when you're ready, would you give that a read for us, please?
Sure. Give me 2 seconds. Here it is. Copy, paste, post. Like that copy, paste, post, and now read. The day
No
before,
problem.
the day before by A.L. Phelps. My dear, the morning breaks open, ripe like a peach in my hands, sticky, gold, impossible to hold clean. The magnolia tree out back dropped a brown-edged bloom. Beauty rots sweet here, a reminder of September, of tomorrow, but it's the day before, and August has its teeth in today. So come lick this peach from my inner wrists. My darling, come. The cicadas are screaming their final hymns and preaching nothing here it was built to last. Come run with me, barefoot through fields, breathing heat. Red clay stains our soles and our knees. Spill your laughter in this humidity hung air, thick enough to drown in. You breathe it in, and it breathes you back, holding you down, grounding you, like your hands ground me to this sun scorched earth. My love, let's chase this pulse of daylight, with wind tangled hair on this untamed afternoon. Kiss me reckless. I want to taste the wild honeysuckle from the parting of your lips. On this porch swaying in borrowed hours. Kiss me like this house is already haunted, and we're practicing how to miss each other. By evening, the sky bruises purple. I feel your heartbeat hymn in the pulse of your hand in mine. I let it ache and call it holy. Like let the cicadas preach their gospel of briefness. If this is our final hour, tomorrow can we have its leaving? Tonight we'll drink the light before it cools. End poem. We had a sound
Great
effect.
read. Great read there, Jean. And what an absolutely beautiful and captivating write by A.L. Phelps. She had shared this 3 months ago in the contest of Carpe Diem. And it fits so well on a Wednesday night, I must say. And Gray, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought you did a fantastic read of the poem, Bill.
Thank
But
you.
absolutely, you know, you can really feel her energy and her heart in this, right? Um, it speaks to me of just a natural being, somebody who loves nature and is embraced by nature and embraces nature in return. Um, I don't know. I just see her sitting outside in the forest, um, longing for her connection, longing for this to come to fruition, really. The morning breaks open ripe like a peach in my hands, sticky, gold, impossible to hold clean. I mean, who doesn't love a peach? You know, even if it is messy and drippy and, juicy, that's what you want. You want that juice. You want that. It's not clean. It's not clean for sure, but it's delicious. And I really like the use of the marigolds. Um, a reminder of September of tomorrow, but it's the day before, and August has its teeth in today. So come, lick this peach from my inner wrist. She wants her lover to come to her and taste the peach on her flesh. She needs that the connection that of a tongue touching flesh. There's just something so powerful about that. But I really loved the right
Oh,
throughout. Beautiful job. And it would have been nice to have heard her read it, but that's okay. I can listen to it after the
yes,
show.
yes. Oh, yeah. She does have a beautiful reading voice. I have to say, and great comment there, Ray. I don't know how I missed commenting on this one because it's just so beautiful. I completely just don't get it, but I will have to leave a written comment for it for sure. I do love the part about the peaches, not only because it adds to the sensuality of the rite, but because it's just so fun because, with her being from Georgia, she's a Georgia peach. So I think that's wonderful. Amazing imagery. I like how this speaks on living life to the fullest, taking in life and love, taking in everything you desire. And wonderful lines throughout, but I especially like my love, let's chase this pulse of daylight with wind tangled hair on this untamed afternoon. Kiss me reckless. I want to taste the wild honeysuckle from the parting of your lips. Wonderful lines, beautifully written, and very well done. And Jean, your
I thought
thoughts?
I thought this was a wonderful job by Amy. There's so many great lines all the way through and great imagery. Excellent thoughts were expressed as well. I really enjoyed it, and it's funny because I was going to pick up the first stanzas, and then Gray took them. I said, "Well, I got other places I can go." And then I laughed when you read yours, Pam, because I actually went to this one. My love, let's chase this pulse of daylight with wind tangled hair on this untamed afternoon. Kiss me reckless. I want to taste the wild honeysuckle from the parting of your lips. On this porch swing, swaying in barred hours. Kiss me like this house is already haunted and we're practicing how to miss each other. But then by evening, the sky bruises purple. I feel your heartbeat hymn in the pulse of your hand in mine. I let it ache and call it holy. Let the cicadas preach their gospel of briefness. If this is our final hour, tomorrow can have its leaving. Tonight we'll drink the light before it cools. Yeah, so I mean, it was just funny. I said, well, Pam took it, but I'll go with the whole thing. Just a beautiful piece and well done, A.L. Phelps. Thanks for sharing with us. Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great comment, Jean. Um, this has been a wonderful show tonight. Just a great lineup of sensual and romantic poetry. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Gray, for calling in and joining us. Thank you to Amy, Tim, Vizago, Robbie, Monty, and everyone else who hung on the board. Thank you to everyone who wrote for the show, is listening now, or will be listening later. We truly appreciate you all. In about 25 minutes, you can join Monarch Soul and TS JoJo for books and bards. And make sure to keep an eye out on the contests and topic boards put up by Late Night Poets, hosts and hostesses, because you're sure to find something to inspire. And have a wonderful night, everyone.
Great show, Pam. Hey, Gray, thanks for coming and staying with us for a little while. I appreciate that. The poor guy says little while, and I was here
Absolutely.
for a whole 2 hours, but that we appreciate you. So I
Yeah,
hope
well,
everybody
my daughter was supposed to call. She hasn't called yet, so I figured I'd
gotcha.
hang out until she called. But
Right.
that's okay.
Well,
Appreciate you
we
guys.
we appreciate you. I want to thank
Oh,
everybody who
absolutely.
hung out with us tonight, and Pam, wonderful show as always. So good night, and everybody have a great rest of the week. And I will see you all on Friday and Saturday. So y'all take care.
Good night, everybody. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love.